Hi YouTube, it's Princess Diamond. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm showing how to do round natural parts. So there's not a right or wrong way to go about doing natural parts. However, I did want to give this as a guide. So if you're just starting and need something to reference, then here you go. I always start in the back and then my first part is going to be directly in the center. I think this helps with making the rest of the parts on either side even. To create the part, I'm starting from the bottom and curving upward and then coming back down. So the shape of the part that I make is half a circle. So whatever part I'm making a half circle, or you can also think of it as like a wide letter N. Definitely feel free to go back over your part if needed to either correct it or just clean up your part. So natural round parts does not mean that it has to be messy. You can still clean up your parts. So now I got my first part created. I know that both sides are going to be even. So now I'm going on both sides and I'm doing the same thing. Again, starting from down, curving upward, and then coming back down. So creating another wide letter N. As you can see, when I drop down, it now kind of creates like a wide letter M. I mentioned this just to emphasize on where I'm ending the parts. So it's not going over the other part, it's kind of just going downward where it starts on the other part. And then you could see where I'm pointing right now. Those two areas are pointing kind of like a triangle. Now I'm starting my part in the middle of that first braid, curving up, coming back down to the middle of that second braid. So again, the middle of this braid, curving upward, coming back down to the middle of the braid right next to it. So think of this as like we're still brick layering, although we're not doing square parting, it's still brick layered because we're not stacking these parts directly on top of each other. When you're doing square parting and you're brick layering, each of the squares are above it are in the center of each square below it instead of directly stacked on top. So essentially that's what we're doing just with round natural parts. I like to have or give that point there, you guys will see, because that then tells me where the curve is going to go because I'm always going to curve around or on top of where the pointed area is. Okay, so this is what I mean. So you could see the points, right? So every time there's a point, I know my curve, my next part is going to go above that point. So this one is going to go above the point right there. So as you guys can see, I was just creating like that wide letter M. So just going up, down, essentially is the pattern that I'm creating. So what I do is every part before I'm using as a guide to create my next part. So I know where I'm going to start because I'm going to reference the middle of the part below it. I'm going to go up and then I'm going to go down to the middle of the part right next to that one. And again, you don't have to get your part exactly right your first swipe. So you can do a rough part and then go over it with gel and then go back and clean up the part to make it straighter, make it smaller, make it bigger, whatever you need to do to get it to look how you want it to look. Trust me when I say clean parting is very important. People pay attention to it. People may not know why a style looks good, but clean parting is a huge reason. So it's important, even if you're doing round natural parts, that you do still have clean parts. I love how it looks right here because you can kind of see how it's like stacked diagonally. And this is what I was meaning when I was saying like brick layering. So it's still kind of brick layering, right? So because if you look at like brick layer parting, they're stacked diagonally as well. So like I said, I start in the back and then I go about halfway up the head and then I move to the sides and I'm doing the same exact thing on the side. Now you can see that I'm kind of like giving myself a guide. I know I'm showing you guys, but I still do this as well. Give myself a little guide on where I'm going to place these parts before I even go in and part it, just so I can make sure there's enough space. It's going to lay correctly and then I can go in and parting. But I'm doing the same exact thing on when I move to the sides as well. I'm just going to continue to build. I like to go from the back to one side to the other side. So I'll do the back, go to one side, work my way up halfway, and then I will go to the other side. I'm going to do the very center of the head last, and there's a reason why I do that. I feel like I can do the pattern pretty consistently when I'm working from the back up to the sides up and the other side up. However, I know it's not always going to be perfect. Once you get to the end, there's going to be a spot where it's not going to be perfect on the consistency of how you're parting, at least for me. So I like to finish it off in the very center where the hair is more likely hidden. You're not going to see. A lot of people put their hair up in a ponytail. So once I get to this area where again it's not visible too much, I'm just kind of just parting like each corners off. So you can see that first corner that I parted off, and I'm parting off that corner. That was another corner there. And then I just have like this big old, well, this small space that's left, and it's just going to be two sections. I'm just going to split this into two. And what I mean by it's not perfect, you don't see the half circle parts on this area. So that's why I'm going to put it towards the center. Is it that big of a deal? No. Does it really matter? No, not really. But it's one of those things like I'm kind of picky about. So I would rather everything else be consistent around the head, and then I leave these little off parts in the center of the head. Again, because it's not as visible. Nobody's really looking at the top of your head. Sometimes people put their hair up in a ponytail. So that's my reasoning. You can put it in wherever you want to put it. Like I said in the beginning of this video, there's no right, there's no wrong way. I just wanted to give this as a guide. So this is what the parting looks like when I am done. Let me know what you guys think of natural parting. Do you prefer natural parts, or do you like or prefer box parting? I like both. I like natural parts when it's for styles like locks, soft locks, twist. I feel like it gives the style a more softer, more natural look versus box braids. I like box parting when it's box braids just because, I mean, it's in the name itself. Not saying you can't do box braids with natural parting as well, but those are just my preferences when it comes to parting. And then this is the overall look of the style, how everything just comes together. So yeah, I hope this helps. And by the way, if you don't already know, I already have a video on how to do box parting, and I have a video on how to do small and how to do medium. So you can go check those videos out. I'll drop them down in the description below. I honestly hope this helps, again, just like as a guide. Definitely do it how you feel more comfortable once you get the hang of things, but just use this as a guide. And now I'm curious, is it harder to part or is it harder to braid? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. I hope you guys be blessed, stay protected, and filled with love and peace.